All right, part two. Let's pick up right where we left off. So we've already come in and selected the head as the surface that we're going to be drawing on. Now I'm going to come down here under the poly draw options, and a couple of things I should, you know what? We'll skip that for now. What I'm going to do is come down here to New Object, this little button right here, and I'm going to go ahead and click that object. Now it's important to note that I'm creating this new object while I have my model head selected here, okay? So it's selected, draw on surface is turned on. I'm going to come down here to poly draw and click New Object. Now, there's a very subtle change that happens here that I don't want you to miss. If we look over here in the little name box, it no longer says Adrian Brody over here, it says box 001. You might not realize it, but when you hit New Object, it actually does create a new piece of geometry that is sitting on top of your existing model. Now there's something else I should point out here. This little number right here where it says offset, okay? When this model is created, it's going to be sitting 0.05 units off the surface of my existing model. It's just a little bit of a nudge away from the surface. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So I'm going to come in here, hold down Alt middle mouse, and I'm going to rotate around to a front view of my guy. Or better yet, I'll just hit the F key, jump in here to my front viewport, and zoom in with the mouse wheel. And let's say we're going to start right here with the cheekbone. I'm going to build a low poly cage over top of this guy. So the first thing I'm going to do is I have to get my initial polygon sitting on that surface. So I'm going to come up here and click on Step Build. It's this little guy right here. What Step Build allows me to do is come in here on the surface of my model. Remember, it's selected that it's drawing on top of the Adrian Brody model. If I click once, it's going to create a vertex. If I click again, another vertex, again, and again. When I have 4 vertices, if I come in here and I, shift drag from one of those corner vertices, boom, it's actually created a quad. And if I come back to my perspective view now, and I alt rotate around that guy, see? And it's actually clinging to the surface of my model. If I hit F4, and you can see it in wireframe, see? It just parked that little guy right on top. Now, it's a little tricky at first to get the hang of creating those vertices. You have to click to place 4 of them. Then you have to hold down Shift and drag from one towards another one of the 4. And it'll create it. You'll have to practice it. It'll be a little frustrating, but be persistent. Once you get the hang of it, it's super easy. Now I'm going to hit F4, turn off my wireframe again. And just so you can see this guy better, I'm going to come over here and change the color that's on that cage so it's a little bit more visible so it pops against that background. Now, if I wanted to, I could keep going with Step Build. In fact, maybe we'll just finish out this video talking about Step Build. So I'm going to come in here and create 2 more vertices on my surface. And if I want to come in here and create a cross here to create another quad, I'm just going to hold down Shift and drag from the corner vertice to another corner vertice, and I'll just grow polygons as we go. Now, if you think that's impressive, it gets even better, because if I have this already planned out, I can actually come in here and click to place multiple vertices. Like, let's say I want to do 2 quads right up to the corner of his eye. I can hold Shift, drag from one corner to the other, and see, sometimes it makes the wrong choice. Depending on how you place these things, you can run into trouble with creating them. But if I undo that and I try again, there we go. And then I can just kind of keep dragging. See? And voila, we've got some polygons created on the surface of our model. Now, in the next video, we'll talk about the tool directly below Step Build called Extend.